Even after decades of research on the topic of schizophrenia, researchers are still not able to pinpoint what causes the mental illness. Perhaps it's because they completely overlooked the spiritual aspect of it. Alexandra was an avid New Ager, and all of her spiritual practices led to her developing schizophrenia in her late teens. She explained what that was like for her.
But now, instead of these things showing themselves to me, now I was hearing stuff in my head. And it became as a typical, like, oh, like depressing thoughts, whatever. I would just I would be fine. Everything would be fine. And I would just get I should kill myself thought out of nowhere. And then it was like a, like a broken record. I would just start getting memories from my past of like why I wasn't enough, why, like, I just started deteriorating on the inside. But then on the outside, I was doing all this spirituality, all this practice. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just doing shadow work, which for those of you who don't know what shadow work is, it's when you go back and you experience or relive your past trauma so that you can heal your body and heal yourself through it and just basically integrate it and accept it and internalize it. Um, but I just started hearing all these like, oh, you're not good enough. You should kill yourself. Or maybe you should kill that person over there. Oh, what would it be like if you killed that person? How would you get away with it? Or, what would you do? It was just very dark thoughts. And I just chalked it off as intrusive thoughts. I was like, okay, I'm just having intrusive thoughts. And they were very much intrusive, but not from me. And so I would say it really escalated when I turned 21. Had a big birthday party. Barely really, like, I didn't, just invited a bunch of people. I was just like, whatever. But before that, I was having, so it would, it would fluctuate a lot. And it could almost be considered like bipolar. There were days when I would have a god complex. I would be like, I'm on top of the world, I'm the creator of my own reality, I'm the best, da da da. And then it would just completely switch the next day, and I would just want to kill myself. I suck, da da da. I'm ugly, and then it would go back to, oh, I'm so attractive, like this like weird self praising type of thing.
Well, that's bipolar disorder. If like that's pretty much exactly what bipolar disorder is. So
Yeah, so I was experiencing a lot of that, and then when I have my birthday party, that like nothing goes as planned, it really threw me in for a loop. I don't know why, because it's just a birthday party, but it really threw me in for a loop. And after that, I don't know what happened. I just became dark. And I mean, like, I started isolating myself from people, and up until now, I kind of still had a social life. I was going out. I kind of started, not kind of, I started clubbing, and like I would go out and talk with people. I would go out to different places and meet different people. I got into a fire dancing group. So just, I was doing activities and whatever. But then after this, I was like, nobody likes me. Everyone's out to get me. People are laughing about me. People are talking about me behind my back. I mean, just delusional to the point where I couldn't go out to a social event and not think that people weren't talking about me. And every time I heard a person laugh, this person could be a stranger, I would think it was about me. I mean, I just started having these paranoid thoughts. I thought that, if there was a car behind me, I thought that they were following me, that they wanted to kill me. I thought that people were stalking me. I thought that people were like actually wanting to kill me. I thought that uh, that one day somebody was going to kidnap me, and I was just going to get killed, basically. And so that really caused me to just go inward a lot, like, because I didn't really explain it, but I started being very social, but this just caused me to just go inward. I stopped hanging out with friends. I started being very paranoid and suspicious of other friends, and it was just it was just bad. So that's when I started hearing stuff a lot more. I mean, it was like every time I was around people, I would be so quiet. It was almost like I had a muzzle on me because my thoughts would be so loud. that like sometimes I wouldn't hear what people were saying to me, type of thing. And I just thought, I was just like, okay, maybe it's just the weed. Maybe the weed is finally getting to me because up until this point, it got to a point where I was smoking every single day, two, maybe three times, four times a day. So I was a heavy smoker. And I just thought I was like, okay, like my dopamine's low, this is just the effects of it and whatever. And I just didn't think much of it. But one thing that I did start seeing was that after that 21st birthday, I did start having very dark dreams as well. I started seeing demons in my dreams, but it wasn't like nightmares. I wasn't scared. I didn't have that feeling of fear. It was just that I felt like I was astral projecting on lower dimensions, if that makes sense. But I wasn't seeing demons for what they were. They didn't look like these hideous creatures. They looked like people, or they looked like people that I knew, but they just a lot of the times looked like zombies, or like they just weren't fully normal when they would function. Like they didn't physically look like zombies, but the way they walked or the way they would behave, it was just very strange. It was very, very strange dreams.